Dang, baseball, chill. It's like you got some kind of heart on. What the hell? Uh, Kathleen, I still don't have that yet. It's still in Florida. I said I was not going to drink tonight. Damn it. All right. That's not enough. Damn it. All right. Back. Now we're ready. Ah. So how's everybody tonight? Man, Craig, come talk in person. What the hell? You gonna make me do a live stream by myself? I don't have anything to. All right. So a lot of talk on John's channel. I was actually live on John's channel. That's why I was late. So I had to ditch him because man, he's supposed to cut early. Uh-oh. Everybody's favorite hand. Give it up. So are we winning or losing at poker yet?
I'm fourth place of 294.
Holy moly, nice. Hey, Callie Debs, glad to see you over here. We can just continue the conversation, but we say a few more cuss words over here. We talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about. We will talk about. Hey, baseball. I'll put the link up there. Come on and tell me in person. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing good this tournament so far.
Sorry, I lied. Told you I wasn't going to drink tonight, but sorry about that.
It don't take long to screw up, though.
I'm only going to drink that because Harlan's going to be here at 5:30. We have a private pick at 6. So it's not really a private pick. It's a friend of his since he's known from high school, and she's Macari. And so here's what I got for you. I'm gonna just question her to death in the morning about Macari and that's her main platform. What she thinks about all the changes, and so I'll give you some real world answers to someone whose main selling platform is Macari. She does well over there. So hey Jennifer, I hadn't talked to you in a long time. Like an hour. Or maybe an hour and a half. Holy hell. She's had to hear the stories of crazy Joni. I'll give y'all Joni's crazy stories today. The adventures of my wife. I'm gonna start making her go around with me so I can put a camera in her face because my wife is nuts. She's absolutely nuts. So Callie Dubs likes the changes. And I forgot what I was talking about. Holy hell. But we're the private pick. So we normally go to her storage unit and buy for stuff she's already bought that she hadn't got listed that she's like, you know what, I've got too much stuff. Y'all come by it. And
Papa Top again.
Holy hell. A sight for sore eyes. What's up, my man?
Yo, man, living the life. Day 16 on board the ship.
Go by the window.
Man, it impresses me every day. You went from when hellacious life under a bridge to the king of the world. You're my damn hero. I guess
drinking iced tea.
Drinking iced tea.
Drinking ice. Corona.
Okay, well, I'm drinking iced tea.
You guys are live already?
Yeah.
So you can see the water over my shoulder.
So, John, where are y'all cruising to?
Fort Lauderdale. We just left LA.
And so where have you been so far?
Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, and Lori took us to a strip club for lunch.
I love to see the look on her face.
All she seen was Noah's Ark at the bar, It was I got pictures of it. It's a really cool place. But the longer we were in there, the more we realized it was a strip club.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Noah's Ark.
Blueberry sorbet.
So, all right, I'll let you go. I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Wow,
And
a
I'm
strip
glad
club
y'all
that
having
doesn't allow threesomes. That'd be Noah's Ark.
I'm glad y'all having a good life, man. Enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
So
Later.
so that's one thing I've been thinking long and hard about. A saying that I heard that I can't get out of my head, and you got to be happy for John. If you know John's story and you know how hard he's worked, you know they are reaping the benefits of all he's built, no matter what people said he couldn't do. And I'm gonna tell you this right at the beginning, so y'all it can ring in your head too. You've heard me say it. Be careful who you tell good news to. Be careful who you tell good news to. I'm gonna say that twice. If you don't want to know who your true friends are, don't be careful who you tell good news. It thrills me to no end to see the people I care about having a great time. And John is a dear friend. He and Lori both. I've known them since I met them in 14 or 15. It's been a long time now on YouTube land. And he busted his ass to get where he is. And he's a huge. If you don't know John, he's a huge Amazon seller. He's probably gonna sell 5 million this year. And he's worked hard in the last couple of years to get himself out of the business so it runs without him.
Looks like he's getting there, spending a month on a ship.
Yeah, it's a month on the ship. But so we're going in the morning. Yard sale starts at 7. We're getting there at 6. So if it's like most of them, we have huge piles, and it takes 2 or 3 boxes each of us to get this stuff out of there. So that's how we're going to start tomorrow at her place, and then yard sale. So looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. Today was a good day, folks. So here's a question: if there's only 4 yard sales, do you go? I know you do, Todd, because that's probably all that's in your little town.
Well, yeah.
But if you live in Huntsville metropolitan area is 500,000 people. It's not the largest, but there are 4 yard sales. First one was 22 miles away. Do you go?
That's tough.
So we ended up driving like 71 miles today, 4 yard sales. I spent $310 at these yard sales, killing. It was absolutely amazing. What a great day this was. Har and I both bought a lot and got great stuff. First stop of the day, got to have all these collectibles, and there were 2 of the Star Wars, the little app-based little R2D2s. They retailed for $100. They were still brand new in their boxes. He had 2 of them. I'm like, how much are these? He goes, everything was kind of half of eBay. He looked at me and said, I'll take 10. I'm like, all right, I'll take them both. And he said, can you believe? He started laughing. Those things started out at $100. And I'm sitting here thinking, they're still at 150. He had just told us that the first person got to his yard sale at 5:45 and didn't buy hardly anything because he told him he couldn't buy it unless he made 5 times his money. And I'm sitting here thinking, in this box, I just pulled out something that's 15 times my money. Why is it still here? If that guy, I guess 5 and 15, they don't add up. I don't know. But yeah, so man, love yard sale season. Really bought a ton today, and really starting to buy a lot of stuff to try things. Because I'm definitely building up inventory now to start doing a couple, probably one whatnot auction the first week, and then I'll do 2 a week in June when time permits. Because the one thing this summer is yard sale, the long yard sale season. So I've committed myself to 5 long yard sales this year. So anybody else have plans for the summer? Are you actively working towards goals? How do you want to get to the fourth quarter and be in good shape to sell like mad people? Are you improving your processes? Making plans and then making steps to how to get there? Larry, there's a town, Larry, near you that's got a citywide yard sales tomorrow. I've heard there's like 100 of them. At least 100 yard sales in that city. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's an hour west of St. Louis. Uh, I don't know the name of the town. I can find out for you. But yeah, you've been in Missouri a while. You can figure it out. But it's so many people are struggling, and so who was it? So in the last show, Larry right at the end was talking about somebody who taught him how to do eBay. He now had to teach them how to do markdowns and sales and all kinds of stuff because they've been selling consistently on eBay since 1997 and didn't know how to do any of the new stuff. Are you in that shape? Do you not know how to do markdowns, promoted listings, advanced promoted listings, all the tools at your disposal in order to be competitive? That's it still amazes me that we're still talking about item specifics after they laid down the law 2 years ago saying we're building a catalog. Item specifics are going to be required. For every one you don't fill out, you lose visibility in search. And there'll be people that go, well, I don't know, I didn't fill them out, I just listed, and then can't understand. So Biff Boffo's got a great store. Biff, I bet you don't miss item specifics. Where you rank, where you tell us you rank in your categories and all these things, and organic sales and all this stuff. I'd be willing to put a lot of money on it that you fill out item specifics and that you are very good at it. Because, oh yeah, it must be a glitch. Yeah, the glitch. Okay, so my theory on this and my point of view with eBay especially is eBay has problems. Absolutely. Amazon has problems. Macari has, hey, there you go, right there. Someone who has a huge store and doesn't promote and has consistent sales. I fill out every single item specific I can. There's a cheat sheet that you guys do. All you got to do is in Google or Bing, they both have they have AI search engines. Put the item you have and ask for item specifics, ask for the details of the item, especially if you have model numbers and those kind of things. It'll tell you everything you can do to fill out every item specific you ever wanted. I filled out like Monster makes these circuit breaker, whatever they're called, power strips, really heavy duty power strips for hi-fi equipment stuff that's really expensive, and they used to put huge guarantees on them. And so they wanted to know how many joules and all this crazy stuff. How did I fill that out and get that thing sold fast? I put it in Gemini is what the one for Google's called, and it gave me all the answers. It's crazy. Larry, I don't know exactly what it is. I was just told that was up there. So there's a way to, don't accept. Well, I can't figure it out. I don't know. Well, I don't have the box, so I don't know. It's got to be that important to you. You've got to make. How do you create sales? Create the best listings possible on items that people want. Or if you're going to run a big store that you're waiting for a specific buyer, and there might be only one or two or three of them out there, and that buyer might come through only once or twice a year, you need to be the best. So when they come through there, that first one picks your item because you're the best. And so that's I'm sure that's exactly what Biff works on, working great listings, so that when that customer wanders by, they go, "Hey, that's exactly what I'm looking for." And eBay presents it on a platter because you have the best listing and you've done all the things they've asked. Hey, Ken, how'd that work out for you, Cajuns? He took you to the top of the mountain and then stepped on you as many times as he could. Nick, here's one. Pour one out for Nick Saban. I appreciate it. Nick Saban. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, Nick Saban is the retired most national championship winning coach in NCAA football history. He coached at Alabama. All of his titles but one are at Alabama. He did win one national championship with LSU. Uh-oh. Larry, you got some competition because here's another Larry. So I tell you guys, the last 2 meetups I've been to, this fella's here. I didn't get to spend much time with him at the first one. Damn it, Larry.
He
Okay, I
gone.
can't tell you now. Cannot tell you now. Enjoy. I spent Saturday night talking with Larry. Just a cool cat. I don't eat crawfish. I don't eat seafood, Kent. All right, so let's see if did I get any sales.
Crawfish is freshwater. It's not seafood.
Flip it good, that'd be enough. So there you go. It's amazing that they have turned off the faucet. They have turned off my server. That's what they've done.
Darn it. What are we gonna do?
And Biff, that's I don't think people understand that this is a competition. So most of us, Todd and I don't sell any of the same stuff, even though we're competing for the same dollar. Most of the customers that come on eBay, I was just about to say something nice about you, Larry. So Saturday night, after drinking heavily Friday night and then eating like it was Thanksgiving Saturday afternoon, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going downtown. I can't eat anymore. I'm too old to care about walking around and all that craziness and all that loud carrying on. I'm gonna go hang out downstairs. And so Tracy, I sit beside Tracy. Tracy's a good friend. He lives here, and at the same table, Larry. And I enjoy talking to you, Larry. Larry, you're a really got some great stories. You're a good dude, man.
It was a fun time. We had a great time.
And I met Reseller from Huntsville. I didn't know even existed. And they were a unique couple. They were funny. His sense of humor, man. He's just that dry. He's got a very dry sense of humor. And on timing, he'd be doing something. He'd look up and crack a joke and just go right back to whatever he was doing. I mean, Bob's the character though. Get Bob drunk or
Did
high.
You see that picture he posted of the hurricane? Did you see the picture of Bob posted of the tornado? Yeah. It was on the Nashville. Yeah, it was on the Nashville page.
Yeah, Joni posted them. Did they get hit by it or anything?
No, he said they were fine and just asked how everybody else was doing in the area. But he had a really good picture of the tornado.
Hmm.
What is it? Reseller Retro? Is that what is it? Is that their store name? Their whatnot name?
I don't think that's the right Bob Smith.
That's not.
There's another Bob Smith that I've got 14 friends, but I don't think he's the right one.
So Larry,
Yes.
you blend in here. I've got a scalp about like beards. And,
Yeah. I've seen a picture of you. Beard showed me a picture of you, so I know.
So yeah, we could be brothers from another.
Yeah.
From the same mother. Except
my dad traveled a little bit, so we can,
Oh, there you go.
I'm older than. I'm 11 years older than Scott. So.
More than that. So. And believe it or not, my beard is whiter than yours.
Well, when Scott met me the first time, I had a full beard because it was September and I was already in Santa Claus mode. So.
But
yeah, I go to my daughter's house for Christmas as Santa Claus, and my 4.5-year-old grandson at the time finally figured out I was Santa Claus.
But I've told everybody since we got back the same thing I told them beforehand. You got to get to these things. Enjoy talking to Dawn and Mary. They are great ladies. They're a lot of fun. Dawn and I are very similar in a lot of things we do, and then I just like to nudge at Mary because it's a lot of fun to get her reaction. I think
Dawn and I are a lot very similar too.
Yeah, Mary just tolerates. But that's two hip chicks if y'all don't know who they are.
'Cause we, Yeah, we ate dinner with them on the Raleigh on the boat. the second time. So
I think y'all were like a table over from us. I think we're on that same bottom level. I think.
Yep. Yeah, it was one time.
But the amazing stuff that you listen and just talk, and a lot of people talking there about whatnot. There's a lot of talk here lately about whatnot, but it's the exciting opportunity. And I think the biggest difference and why it's so exciting is the fact that you get to turn merchandise. Why are we in this game? And so if you tell me you're in here to make absolute top dollar on every item and you don't mind waiting, I'm not going to tell you you're dumb, you're an idiot. I'm just going to tell you that's a business model that's worked since the beginning of business models. And if you're good at it, more power to you. But most people buy stuff and expect it to flip extremely fast at top dollar. You're moving two models together. You're either Walmart or you're like Macy's or somewhere. Macy's might be you can go hire them and scare them. You're Dooney and Burke or somebody real big, and versus a Walmart. So somebody who's known for high end luxury, that Lamborghini.
I was going to say Porsche is where I was going, but yes.
How about Ferrari? So you're either Ferrari or you're Ford. And so what's the difference? Ferrari says if you change the colors on our car or you do stuff to embarrass us, we're not even going to sell one to you of our overpriced high cars because our reputation and everything is what we count on. Ford's going to make an Escort for you. They don't care. They're going to do everything they can to get you in that car. They're going to put dealerships everywhere. Go find a Ferrari dealership. And so many people in reselling, because they're new at business and they're new at all these things, they don't understand. So they mix strategies and they don't understand why they can't buy something and flip it real fast for maximum money all the time. If you have that source, more power to you. But there's 99% of the people, because that one doesn't exist for the most part.
Yeah, new sellers who have 100 items will go, why is my stuff not selling? It's like you have 100 items. What, they're not unique. They're not.
And Ford found on the freeway. Busy girl, don't. I got an F-150 out in the driveway. Come on now. I like my. Somebody else on this panel drives a Ford truck.
That'd be me.
I have an El Camino, so.
No shit.
Yeah, 67.
My grandfather loved El Caminos. He had like 7 of them. My mother had a couple of them. Yeah, my mother's last one, you would have loved it. Her last one was the last year at 87. And it was the one. It was the SS with all the craziness on it.
Yeah.
It was black. That was a beautiful car.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Lisa. You're gonna make me call you Lisa. Lisa. I told everybody before I go anywhere, you must come talk to me. I'm an introvert. I'm not going to seek anyone out. There's very few people I will seek out. If I've known you and talked to you, even on like this, I will seek you out. And so Dawn and Mary, in Cincinnati, I went and found them out because I really wanted to meet them in person. Spent a lot of time a couple weekends ago with Chris because he lives in Houston. I've only seen him once, and Chris the Goose is a really cool dude. And I needed to meet the child that I created.
That child had more photographs taken with him than anybody else at the meetup.
That's a cute little boy they've got there for sure.
Yeah.
But it's people, if they understood how to sell and the philosophies, just because and I think YouTubers, we do a terrible job. And as I say that I'm about to put the camera on, I wear the camera tomorrow. I don't know if I'll record the first one. I don't know if I will show it or not. I don't know. We don't want to expose that one, but everybody else will be a fair game. But even though she has public yard sales, but everybody sees the Holy Grail. I found a holy grail. Look at this. I'm going to make $1 million on this item. And so they assume every item you pick is gold. If you watched the show last night, we had a pop-up show last night. Paul was on here, Philly Flipper, and he told you that the items that he spent in, he bought in yard sales with me in Nashville, he's already sold them on Whatnot. He's already flipped them and they're already shipped out. But if you, he could have put them on eBay and waited and made more money, but he's done with them and they're gone. So where do you want to be? Figure out which one you want to be. If you want to be the hold and all that stuff, more power to you. If you want to be the one that needs to turn things and go through a lot of inventory and all those things, understand that top dollar is probably not. I didn't say you couldn't make money and make 3, 4, 5 times your money, but like I had an item today that I picked up for $3, and there's like some that are 40, 50, 60. I put mine at 38. Let's go. I got $3 in this thing. Let's go. I want it gone by the weekend. I don't care anything about it. And people may go, oh, but you're just being a price dropper. My costs and my position and my business model are specific to me. I'm not setting a new market price. I'm not setting a new market price. I'm getting in and out because that's what I'm trying to do.
It's harder for me not to hold because eBay's not my main income. So,
but your lovely bride would like you to get rid of some of that stuff.
Well, yeah. The tent's full.
The tent is full.
Yeah.
So listen,
So do you yard sale?
I talked to John, I talked to Jenna, I talked to Aroma, and I talked to Archie. Honestly, I never saw you, or I would have spoken to you. I never saw you.
What'd you ask, Larry?
So do you even garage sale?
Me?
Yeah, you. I know Scott does.
Yeah, I loaded up Saturday. I drove 45 minutes to a citywide garage sale, and I hit about, oh gosh, 25 sales. It was good last Saturday.
So I've sold a lot of combos too, but there's nothing wrong with changing what you do. And in my current iteration of my change of business, I want things to ship in smaller boxes so I can ship very quickly. My shipping station is set up to move stuff very fast. I don't want a Frankenbox anymore. I'm good at it. I don't have any problem doing it. I bought an 8710 HP printer yesterday because the damn thing was $5 and I could not walk away from a $225 printer for $5. Jennifer, I know exactly what she looks like. I've seen her on all the lives. I just didn't see her. Jennifer, did you see Lissa when we were in Cincinnati? Lissa, did you meet Jennifer? Did you meet Jennifer in Cincinnati? Aha. I met Jennifer in Cincinnati. Okay, so that wasn't the first time we've met. We've been on vacation together, and I've met her in Joni and I met her at the beach for a week. Oh, they met in the bathroom. See, I couldn't come in there. I was not self-identifying as something else on the boat that night.
Listen, Jennifer might have met at the cigarette smoking too, right? Outside.
So what?
So the Lissa and Jennifer meet outside smoking. Did Jennifer go outside and smoke?
She does vape, so I don't think she has to go outside.
Okay.
I did not. I didn't even use the bathroom in my damn boat. I figured if I went in somewhere too enclosed, I'd get seasick. So there, but it's it's when things are. So what do you do when things are going rough? Do you is it eBay's fault? Is it Poshmark's fault? Is it Amazon's fault? Whoever, or do we fix it? Do we try to figure out what's going on? You think maybe changing? Maybe do you look inward and think maybe my effort or maybe I'm having a bad week or two? It's resellers don't like to look this way. Don't look in the mirror and go, you know what? My last half of last year sucked because of me. I told y'all that. I was terrible at the end of last half of last year. Sucked because of me. I'm much better this first half of this year. Why? Because of me. Because I'm doing my part again. Oh, that was at the hotel. Just hoisted it over rail. Yeah.
That's right. I think the times I suck at reselling is when I'm not doing good buys.
You mean those Band-Aids weren't a good buy?
Oh, hell no. But there's, you just, the better stuff I have, the faster it sells. I don't know how that works, why that works, but it always does.
So this is my theory, and I've been talking about it a little bit the last couple shows, and I think it's an honest truth. So people are real quick to list the great stuff. They know to get their money back, and they'll get the medium stuff and slowly get the worst stuff up, the slower selling, slower turners. They bought it because it's a good deal, but it's not necessarily in their wheelhouse. And so as the fast stuff sells, some of the medium stuff falls off, and they're slowly replaced, and a fast and a medium keeps selling off. Slowly, you're left with a store full of duds, and you don't want to cut bait. You don't want to accept the fact. You want to sit back and go, but I got 5,000 bad items in my store. Why are they not coming to buy the shit? And nobody will honestly tell you that. We'll try to guess and go sell through rate. We'll tell you this and that, but you realistically need to look at your inventory and go, maybe that makes sense. Maybe I sold all that great stuff and look back through your last few months of history and go, I haven't been replacing at the correct rate, or I've been maybe buying a little off, or, there's so many reasons eBay's down a little bit, but they're still crushing big numbers through their sales. There are lots of people out there still selling lots of stuff. So Phil bought 600 Chinese vac seal bags for freezing fish today. He doesn't fish. You're not Chinese. At least I don't think so, Phil. But they were $2.
I started looking at my old inventory. Since December, I look at 10 to 20 of my oldest items every day. Whatever the oldest items are in my store, and look at each one individually and go, why is this still here? Is the shipping right? Is the pictures good? Should the title be something right? Is it in the right category? And doing all of those things, I've sold a lot of old inventory just concentrating on doing that. And I'm almost even that nothing in my store is over a year right now. I think it was March something the last time I looked. Like I had March.
So how about looking at your inventory and lotting things up?
Oh yeah.
Donating, doing some things. You'll be amazed. You want to light a fire under yourself? Get rid of some of that dead weight, and then come to the reality that you need to upgrade your sourcing, and do a better job of sourcing because you have not replenished it right, and some of that's your own fault. People don't want to see that. They don't. That's the answer they don't want to hear. So Jennifer and Lisa, I wrote this for y'all. For after the show, ask Jennifer about the bathroom conversation. I'm gonna put it right here on the microphone. So I talked to Ron today. So Harbor's Hope, Ron. I enjoyed our conversation today. Ron, you're a fun dude, man. I talked to him he talked to me while I went to a couple yard sales. I wandered through a store in the town, and just a good dude, and we just talked about life in general. You got to have friends like that. We talked about some reselling. We talked about just general business and that kind of stuff. It's good talking to you. I'm glad I called you, man. And I don't call people. You know that. How many times have we talked and you called me? I bet you were shocked when when the phone rang. I need to do that more, but it's so SG Collectibles got a great question. Any of you cross list? So I cross list to Bonanza because it does it for me. That's the only one I do. The least money for a reseller. See, I don't know the quality of all three of them. There's 3 or 4 of them. There's Vendu, Free Cat, Flip, and there's one other. What's the other one? List Perfectly. Those are the 4 main ones that I know of. And I think Flip is the cheapest. It's like $10 a month. I think it's the cheapest by far. But it misses a lot of features that the other ones don't have. And so ask yourself, what's your position? Evaluate each one of them on what they give you and if it's worth it to you, because time becomes a factor on some of them. Some of them will do a lot of things that save you a lot of time. And then in this business, we don't think about our time. We do things, and because we're going to do them anyway, our time gets discounted, so you can spend it's like on Amazon. If you don't have a reprice and you're trying to reprice 100 items every couple hours, you're insane. When a reprice for $25, $30 a month, we'll do it every minute or two for you and sell way more products than you ever thought just by, being around the buy box. So Kent said the same thing. You get what you pay for. I generally don't agree with Kent, but because he's a Cajun, but I do this time.
Did you talk to Deanna at the rally, at the meetup, the Vendu woman?
I just barely.
Okay. Yeah.
I asked her, was there one that cross-listed from Amazon to eBay, and she didn't know of one, or she know they're out there, but she didn't know of one.
Yeah. I found out she lived in St. Louis, pretty close to me, so I didn't really have a conversation. It was more like we have to go to lunch and talk. So I want to have a better conversation with her on the Vendu process.
See, there's Paul's in the chat. Everybody, let's not talk about him anymore. We can't tell him how terrible he is at yard sales and that the old man just had the schooling the whole time.
I'm glad he didn't hear the end of what I said about him over in John's live.
Right. Anybody brave enough? There you go. But it's amazing that we have you listen. So many sellers are attracted to these YouTubers that they only hear what they want to hear. They want to hear that it's eBay's fault. They want to hear that it's doom and gloom and that it's somebody else's fault, and not looking at the fact that it's maybe you're lacking in effort. That's where I was last year. Maybe it's good God Almighty, what the hell are you doing up so late?
Holy cow!
And it's not a fantastic Friday. That should be. Stop with all that fuckery, Tom.
What?
You're a computer glitch waiting to happen. If I looked up computer virus, they'd have your picture on it.
Yeah.
Keep calm and cruise on. Yesterday, I had the keep calm and eat bacon. It's still crunchy and delicious.
Yeah, you can take any vegan meal and wrap some bacon around it and make it edible.
You're damn right. We need Steve back. Mark, shut up. I'm just kidding, Steve. Come on back. I think he's doing. Is it tomorrow or Saturday night? They're doing the. Steve's a solid individual. We've met up several times. I enjoy hanging out with Steve. He is who you see he is. We have a lot of fun laughing and carrying on. Just two idiots just bumbling around. We have a lot of fun. who share a love for Volkswagens. Yeah, Tommy. I haven't had any problems with that, but a couple items have gotten lost or real long shit. But remember, Ground Advantage doesn't have a. If you think a customer is customer sensitive, price sensitive, or if you've got an item that's really, really expensive, I'm telling you, maybe you think Priority, spend a couple dollars, because Priority has got some time definitions on when it'll be there. Okay, so here's another wild and crazy idea. UPS tells you when it's going to be there. Their ground has a day when they'll tell you it's going to be there in like 3 to 4 days. Whereas Ground Advantage doesn't, no such luck. So if you're looking and you're shipping and UPS might be 20 cents more and you're concerned with that kind of stuff, pick the UPS. 20 cents is or so. I've had a lot of them where that the ground select or whatever they call it, ground saver, has been 20 cents cheaper. And I've sent a lot of stuff ground saver. UPS ground saver.
And their timestamp saying it's going to arrive on a certain date at UPS. It's happening. We're getting our stuff like 2 or 3 days before they say we're going to get it.
Yeah, UPS has been really fast for me. I've had not one complaint with UPS.
Because we received some thyroid medicine for our cat today, and it wasn't supposed to be here till Monday.
Yeah. So Tommy, that might be just the that Madison, that Wisconsin hub. I haven't had any. Everything goes through Birmingham or Nashville. I haven't had any issues. Biff, it's a great question. How long does it take the average eBay newbie to wake up and realize YouTubers are half? So they're not all half troopers, but there are a bunch of them out there, and I don't know that they're half troopers. I will tell you that they don't have enough experience as sellers and business people to look at this from all different sides of an equation. And it's if you've been watching me long enough, in January, what did I tell you? January, I told you that the last half of my year was well below my standards. I sucked because of me, and I was bound and determined that I'm going to improve me as a business person. So I'm going to start reading books. I've read 3 every month except for this month. I'm on book number 2. I've gone over a book every month except for one I didn't do last month because I didn't like that book as much. I learned from it, but it was so dry. Next Monday, we'll do the next book. It's Atomic Habits. If you care to join the old guy show, it is Steve. I don't know why you're not here. What the hell? But there's so many of them that we're just going to tell you they start out with great intentions. We just want to tell you we're new to eBay. We want to share our adventure. Some of them see the big YouTubers and are trying to make their way up that way. I have none of that desire. I like helping people. I like answering questions. I've met a lot of great people. That's good enough for me on YouTube. I wouldn't know Steve if I didn't do YouTube, or Jennifer. Tom and Todd, I'm disappointed that they didn't join us in Nashville, Larry. Tell us how disappointed we are that they didn't come to Nashville.
You missed a great time.
Have they scheduled it for next year yet?
You could have taken a cruise ship from Charlotte to Nashville, right? Come on.
They have not, but Ray did say he was going to do another one. So.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as they set a date, I'll get it on the calendar. Because I know y'all want to see all of this goodness here. So,
hey, we saw Pat D's, so I mean,
oh, did you?
Paul, I've met a lot of people that none of them has made my life. Well, okay, one of them has, and that crazy wench is in there in the bed. Y'all want to hear? I tell you, she's crazy. Y'all want to hear the Joni stories now?
Yeah.
So y'all have heard the story about her at the Nashville Mall where she told the girl she hoped she was going to look around and find her a pair of pants because her show. So today she's in where is she at today? She's at Walmart self checkout, and every time it comes up and says, even if we walk up to the register and it's still leftover, rate your visit or whatever. Even if it's not our visit, she'll hit a 1, laugh, check herself out, hit a 1 again. She's like, every time I have to check myself out, they get a 1. Damn it. And so she checks herself out and she calls me. She says, and I got over there and I didn't put the milk and I didn't put your sodas or your Diet Cokes in bags. And that fucker, he made me show me my receipt. And he said, so how are you doing today, ma'am? She goes, you're getting on my last nerve. That's how I'm doing today. And he said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just trying to do my job. And she said, well, I can't do. She's like, y'all need to hire more people. I can't do y'all's job, and then you have to check up on me for doing y'all's job. Oh my God, I'm telling you, she's nuts. She told a guy in Costco. The guy was, I don't know how she was talking to him. She talked to everybody. She's my opposite. She talks to everybody. And the guy was getting birdseed, and he said something about it being heavy. And he's older, like Tom or Todd. And Johnny goes, "Do you need some help, or do you need a hand?" And he said yes. And she goes,
Oh, God. Dang.
she's like, the guy busted out laughing, and he says, "I really don't need a hand, but that's really made my day. I needed a laugh today." Oh my God!
You need to get her on some mood menders.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna put a camera on her. She's going with me sourcing an hour or two tomorrow. I hope she says some crazy shit tomorrow. I want it to go viral. She's crazy.
Yeah, you need to get a bunch of little good snippets so you can you can TikTok it or whatever it is you do.
I don't do TikTok anymore. I deleted TikTok.
Oh, did you?
Good God Almighty! And I just got flipped off.
Who did you get flipped off by?
So
Oh,
You know what the craziest thing is in this whole reseller universe?
What's that?
I live 80 miles from Craig in the same state. Never met him in person.
ever. Comes through Birmingham. Won't even say, "Hey, I'm here."
I was in Alabaster last Thursday.
At the Walmart.
Nah. Walgreens.
If it's the one on 31, I live 6 minutes from there.
It was.
Well, remember that next time you're there and you got to go to the bathroom, you go to Craig's house.
Yep.
Yeah, instead of going to Walgreens, I could have dropped the deuce at your place.
That's right.
Plenty of room.
SL,
you should have Joni.
I do not use cashback sites because I have ADHD and I can't remember all that. But Joni does. And so she will get my receipts and try them. And so we do make money on the cashbacks a little bit here or there. But it's only because Joni does it. I can't do all that. I can't be bothered with that. I got too much to do. I can't be bothered. But it's a great, if you have the mind, like Jennifer used to be one of those super couponers. I think there's a great opportunity if you're that kind of person and can really get stuff for cheap and resell that stuff. I think that's an amazing opportunity. I'm just not built that way. I don't do OA.
What's OA?
Online arbitrage.
Pardon me?
Online arbitrage. Buying it on websites and have it sent to your house or wherever.
Okay.
I go chase it. The stuff I find you can't find online, I go chase it. I'm out there for the thrill of the hunt.
Scott, you should have Joni carry the camera. That way she'll be more enticed to do the garage sale, and then she can just take pictures of you and laugh at you the whole time. So
Did you not see how she did yard sales in Nashville?
I know how she did it.
She sat in the front seat and played on her phone and talked to us and asked us what did we get when we got back to the van. She got out at 0 yard sales while me, Paul, and Jennifer got out at like 50. And then I brought Pyrex back and went and she claimed the Pyrex. It's terrible. Lenny says old folks stay at Walgreens. Damn, Lenny K.
20% off.
Jeez.
Just kick a fella right in the shin when you think about it. How old do you have to be to qualify for Old Folks Day? At my thrift store, 55 is old. McDonald's, I get senior coffee now. I can't believe I'm even saying that after working there for all those years.
I'll pass that
So
threshold.
Ping says she was also a super couponer. Very cool, Ping.
Was Jennifer ever on the TV show? Because they had a
No,
bunch of people from North Carolina and South Carolina on that show.
No, Jennifer was not on the TV show. Kenny says he's my age. So you can call me old then, Kenny. It's okay. Since you're my age, you can call me old.
You're not old yet. You're headed that direction, but you're not old yet.
You hang out with all these old guys, you're going to get older, though.
Folks, it still bothers me that we've lost friends in this community that are way younger than us. So if the worst thing that happens, I get older, I get older. I'm all
Age
right
is
with
just a
that.
number.
Oh, it absolutely is.
I'm waiting
Paul
for
found
Scott.
that out. Paul, could you beat me in the yard sales? I could park the van and jump out before you can figure out how to punch the button on the door.
I'm waiting for Scott to come in here for his morning show, and he's gone in. He's Joni's put like purple dye in those two little white his skunk streaks in his beard, trying to look young.
No. It's
Skunk Street.
It really is it's in your head. You get up and keep moving. My grandparents ran a flea market booth till they were 83, and my grandma had a heart attack while they had to stop, or a stroke, one or the other.
Wow.
You know, the thing about age being in your mind, it is in your mind, because my mind says I can do something.
You're lucky I didn't put the child locks on, Paul. I'd have bought everything.
My mind says, yes, Tom, you can still jump on a slalom and ski 3 miles down the river. I can go out and, use a rotor tiller and do up a garden. But my body says, you have lost your freaking mind. Right now, I've got knee braces on. I've got ankle braces on. It's true. It's people that can get out there and do stuff, but in their mind they're just too old to do it, but their body is not, putting up a fight. That's sad, because right now I'm battling this arthritis crap, and there's a lot of stuff I'd like to do that I can do it, but I have to take a fistful of pills before I do it.
Yeah, so Paul said the door was hella confusing. You should have seen the first yard sale when Jennifer and Paul tried to jump out them side doors. Jennifer's door, she got it and it started going open, and she wanted to help it go open, but you can't help the automatic doors, and so it stops and locks in place. And Paul's trying to wait for his slow door to get out, and I'm across the street.
Well, y'all just need to not go with Scott next time. You just need to drive yourself.
Flip It Good says parents are both 88, busy every day. Mom comes over once a week to help her. That's outstanding. Cherish those times. That is outstanding. Yeah. I'm telling you, staying busy is the key to a long life. I'm telling you. Movement. We are designed to move. The less you move,
and you never know when your last day is going to be your last.
Exactly. I've told this story before over on my channel and Todd's channel. A friend of mine was 43 years old. He came in from work. He told his wife he had a little bit of a headache, and she went into the kitchen, which is about 20 feet away from where he sat down in his recliner, to get him a glass of iced tea and some Tylenol. And when she got back, he was dead.
Wow.
And they could not fit. When they did an autopsy on him, they couldn't find anything wrong with him. He just died. And so I've always thought, believed in that when your time is up, your time is up. And it might not be a lingering illness or anything like that.
Go get him, Ron. You're damn right, Ron.
Yeah.
68 double transplant walked. Ron, I cheer for you every day, my friend.
Absolutely. I live with the transplant recipient.
Yeah.
It is tough. It is really tough on people. So you get out there and walk.
John's correct. Inflammation. If you lay off the carbohydrates, your inflammation will definitely go down. It's happened. It happens to me every time I'm on it. I'm on it right now. Antifreeze in the tea. She never got back with the tea. He was already gone.
Wow, that's scary.
It is. Well, Harlan's brother was 43 or 44, sat down in a recliner, tired after going all day, and was going to list eBay. Wife found it the next morning, still in the recliner, gone.
So you youngsters,
that one hurts. And Dusty, I think the hospital killed Dusty. I think I know what happened with Tristan, but
I couldn't imagine being Dusty and rolling over in bed and realizing that. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, they know how close they were and how much they care for each other. They fought for a lot of things together. They were. So.
Yeah, that was really um,
But
Dusty and Tristan dying really shocked me
yeah.
because I've just been watching their videos when they came on and said that they had passed
So
away.
we had been going out to eat with them every week for God knows how long, and there was a little argument that happened for a couple of weeks. And it was the 2 weeks when they passed, or we would have gone out to eat with them and probably got sick the same time with the same stuff. That's how close it goes. Sometimes being stupid and being an idiot saves you. It saved me on that one.
Yeah, Kevin, I like those too. They were 3 hours long, and my son was still in university at NC State, and it's about 3 hours from my house to his dorm. And I would start one of his car talks and listen to it all the way there.
Yeah. Jennifer would say the same thing. I go sourcing all day and listen to one video going out and one video coming back. But it's amazing that you really watch it's important who you listen to. Find people that speak truth, that challenge you to think about your business, challenge you. I would tell you to get some out of the reselling sphere. Find people who are business people, you'll be amazed. Give yourself credit. You run a small business. All the hats you wear, and so you need to think that way. And you need to get some training for yourself to understand how to make. There are some resellers out there that are really good at this, and a lot of us like me are learning as we go and need more help. And the first step is deciding that you run a business and giving yourself credit and finally treating it like a business. You'll be amazed to see your success where it goes.
I think one of the biggest things I learned over time was to not just trust one person,
Yeah.
And I don't mean that directly to anybody. Just the more people you watch, you're gonna find a pattern of what works, what works for you.
Yeah, I've always told people glean information. You can't copy someone, but if you can learn little bits here and there, you can and work them into how you do things, your personality, your skill set, your business model, your everything. You'll be amazed how strong and much more successful you'll be taking good things you see from other people that are successful and working it in your way. You'll be amazed how good you are.
Yeah.
And I like the ones that they will admit they bought a stupid, WTF, why did I buy this?
See, I don't make those anymore because the auction covers everything. I can usually get out of a product every now and then I lose on a product, but it's not very often. And if not, I'll just run it through the auction. And because you got to have a plan for that too. How do you get out of a bad item? Is it something you learn? These are cheap lessons, folks. Learn the lesson, evaluate where you went wrong and evaluate that item, and then get back to being positive and doing the things you need to do to keep everything going. Ron hates all the clickbaiters. Yeah, I just don't. Very few people on YouTube. I just because I live and breathe this business. It's hard to keep watching it. I gotta have some sanity. I need to watch somebody wreck a car. I need to watch somebody, Arkansas state troopers, pit somebody in the ditch. I need to watch something with some adrenaline, something.
What I think is amazing on the YouTube side is once you see somebody sees one thing hit, there's about 4 or 5 other channels are going to jump right on that train.
Yeah. They never have an original thought. You ever notice how everybody, the same anger, the same issue, the same whatever. I don't have any problem with eBay doing the price match, saying, hey, the customer found this on our site for $5 cheaper. Would you like to cancel or give a refund and match the price? As long as eBay doesn't put that same one on my fucking listing, and that's where they founded eBay. don't cut me at the knees. If they search the site, which rarely happens, think about how you buy something. If you're satisfied with the price and everything with an item that you buy online, eBay, Amazon, whatever, how many times do you go searching to see it if you miss something that was cheaper? Rare, hardly at all. And so unless eBay serves that up to them on a silver, if they fix that one problem, I don't have any, because then that would be such a rarity that a customer would come back and say that. As long as eBay would stop doing that to us. Biff says he gets more out of someone falling off a ladder than most reselling channels. I tried to take a swallow, Biff. Come on now. Yes, Kevin, YouTube. See, but it's a different view, and I don't think people understand this. So when I was serious about making videos and I was carrying on making the retail arbitrage videos, sometimes I knew that if I bought it, even if I lost money, the video covered it.
Yep.
And so you got to keep that in the back of your mind, that if a YouTuber will not tell you as negative as something is, because that video covered a lot of the cost. And it also, one of the hardest things to do is to find things to film, find things when you're making a lot of content, is to find the content to record. Craig's made a lot of videos. He'll tell you it's coming up with an original idea, coming up with a way to present something in an original way, and entertaining is it's a lot of pressure. It's not easy.
The entertaining part's my challenge. My personality doesn't lend to that.
I know Commonwealth, when his backup videos crashed, he didn't have anything on his discs. He had to went down to a couple different people's houses and just started shopping and just making videos because he just needed content.
Yep.
So Biff says he thinks that eBay will stop doing that. The AI is still a little dumb. I hope you're right. I don't think they truly do that on purpose. See, we were talking a little bit on John's channel, Biff. I know you were watching. I think John might be right. Does eBay even know how bad that affects us and that actually happens?
Do you think it's part of the promoted listings that if you promoted a high enough rate, you're going to be pushed at the bottom like that? I've never looked into it. I'm just curious.
What, Craig's got like 10 channels. Which one do you want?
Yeah. Land Shark Picker is my primary reselling channel.
He's also electronics genius, so that's Mace's.
I don't know about genius.
But Biff, I agree with you. I think eventually they'll stop that because they realize that that's not in their best interest. Angering. Okay, so let's be honest. There are some sellers that need to go. There are some buyers that need to go. But this process of angering, they can't control who's angered or who go. So this is not a good way to get rid of sellers.
Well, you're selling on about a dozen platforms now, aren't you, Scott?
So I am selling on Amazon, eBay, Bonanza, the local auction, soon to be Whatnot, and Walmart. I'm already approved on Whatnot. I've been approved on Whatnot forever. But Land Shark Picker, here I am.
You just need to get on there on your Whatnot in that size triple Z bra you wore online one morning and hustle big girl panties. Shout out to the big girls.
Yeah, that would work well. I've been approved. I've never done my first live on there.
I got approved when I went to FlipCon. They
So
were
John
everybody.
I can make a bad reseller YouTube channel for entertainment and flip it to teach people the better way.
Just do the what reseller YouTube resellers are not telling you or whatever.
Like the YouTube parody, the reseller parody channel. That would be funny to make fun of all the resellers. That would be funny.
I never will get that video out of my brain where you had it on that bra. God.
Mr. Sadie says there are already a lot of those, John, and I tend to agree there, Mr. Sadie. I have to refer to you as Mr. Sadie because there's another Larry in here. That's too many Larrys. Larry Todd, Larry.
Mr. Sadie and I live close together too. Like he's
y'all
30 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh God, you're from Missouri too. Jeez.
Yep.
Oh, they're everywhere down there.
Hey,
But
we're in the middle, you know. It's good to be in the middle. Everything's about the same distance away. So
because you guys, if you don't realize or not, whether you're a business person or not, so you're competing against people like me who are trying to be that better, but you're competing against Larry. Larry's got all this business experience behind him, and so it's just natural for him to run his business as a business because he's been a reselling business for how many years? You have the comic book store and toy store?
10.
I mean, so he's got real world IRL in real life experience running a business, and that gives him an advantage. So the more you can do, the more you can train yourself. It's I'm telling you, graduate from the minor leagues and put yourself up in the big leagues to give yourself a promotion to business person, and it helps you make better decisions. Have I ranted and raved about the lady with the damn eye drops? It's just because it's funny. It's over with. If she sends them back, I'll just resell them. I don't care. But it makes for fun content for the lady who says, "Oh my God, if y'all missed it last night, this crazy ass lady." On the side of the box, it says, Let's get to the return. Open returns. See the details. On the side of the box, it says. And she drew a circle around it. The #1 selling brand in preservative-free artificial tears. Asterisk.
Lay down.
And then it says asterisk. IRI authenticated artificial tears, preservative-free dollar and unit sales by manufacturer 52 weeks ending 4/19/2020. So that's the period of time in which they claim they were the #1 selling brand of preservatives. So she circles that on both boxes and says, the medicine is expired. You have to be careful because it is eye medication. Please, more humanity with the people. What the fuck does more humanity with the people mean? More humanity with the people. See how much fun this is? I can rant and rave about her even though I could care less. It has no effect on me whatsoever. I've sold more of those same drops today.
You're not going to be able to please some people.
So Biff says next she'll buy 2,000 flushes and count it, and it's not going to be. But she's probably going to count them. So she's probably got a marker on her toilet, little lines and marks, and she's trying to count to make sure it is 2,000 flushes.
What's Harbor's Hope's name?
Ron.
Ron earlier said he thinks everybody's overthinking the eBay experience. I think eBay's forced you to do that. You know, we're no longer in the game of list it and forget it. You know, that used to be the game. It's not that way anymore. You've got to be active. You got to adjust. When they change things, you got to adjust to what they've changed.
I think you're 100% right. I think and also too, just think about how saturated eBay is. Remember, coming out of the pandemic, everything was easy. Everything sold. It's free money. People spent it like they remember in the last 36 months, 90% of the money that's ever been in circulation has been printed. Think about that. How much money has been, and so that money was spent freely.
You voted him into office, so just shut up.
Yep. I think it's a combination thing.
I can't have that kind of negativity in my life, damn it. So what happened? So remember, people lost their jobs. They couldn't go to work. All this was planned. So they work from home. And while they had all this money, had all this time, they go, reseller videos were really hot. And so people started going, hey, I can be a reseller. And so they never learned anything else but throw it up there at sales. You had these big YouTubers coming out there teaching you courses about go to the bins, buy the junk mall brands cheap, throw them up by the hundreds. You're going to be gazillionaires. Pay me $36 a month. While I make all the money teaching you this class, pay me $36 a month. Okay. So that's what happened. And now you've got all these people who all they know is, I remember the day, but I'm not selling. I list 100, Aeropostale or whoever the brand is. I've listed 100 of these shirts and I didn't sell them one day. I don't understand why.
There's either you got them priced too high, there's no demand for them.
There's no demand. I mean, so a great example is hats. And Josh Galt talked about hats. If you watch the Profit Playbook podcast tomorrow, come in the comments, leave us a suggestion for our new name because that name is too hard for me to even think about saying. And so it's he got 75,000 hats when he started. That's a lot of hats. Go Google hats now and how many hats are up there. As people have talked about there's millions and millions of ball caps now on eBay, and you wonder why mine doesn't stand out. Look how nice it is. I've got this great hat. Well, no shit. You're now, instead of one of 75,000, you're one of 7.5 million.
It's just a different category now. We've been through this with neckties.
See, I talk about eye drops and I sell some eye drops. That's what I'm talking about.
We've been through with neckties. We've been through polo shirts. Just a different category.
Yeah, neckties were good back when I started.
Right.
You can't sell a freaking necktie.
Right.
Okay, so if it's something unusual or really high end, or the Trump ties always sell just because his loudmouth's always on TV somewhere, and so that brand's in the news. But if it's not special, it's just a freaking tie. How many of these regular ties can there be out there? How many Tommy Hilfiger ties can somebody need?
Remote controllers are trending that way, I think.
Yeah,
yes,
they're getting.
I think that's probably one of the next ones.
I took all mine down. I in my cleansing of the account, I took them all down. I'm like, you know what? They're out of here.
Here's a public service announcement.
Oh,
I don't know about. I'm not sure about Comcast, but if you're on Spectrum and your remote quits working for your set-top box, go by the nearest Spectrum store and they will give you one for free. Because I had a neighbor say, by any chance you got any remotes for the Spectrum boxes in your inventory? And I'm like, no. And he said, oh, okay, I was going to buy one. I said, just go out to the damn store and they'll give you one for free. So there's your PSA. If you were Spectrum,
they all do that. They don't
get you one. Huh?
When you turn your equipment in and they don't turn the remotes in, they don't care. They just want the box back.
They don't even care if it's an old box. They don't even care if they bring it back because they're going to have to dispose of it. Because I went in there one day and I had like 5 or 6 cable boxes I got out of storage units, and I took them in there and I said, I think these are all of y'all's. And she scanned them all and she says, yeah, they belong to it. They were part of our system. And she says, what do you want to do with them? I said, I'm bringing them to you. They're yours. And she said, well, you could have taken them to an electronics recycling center and got rid of them. And I'm like, yeah, just my luck. Somebody would be there that would be, fussing about it.
I'm surprised how many of those you see in the thrift stores. Direct TV, Dish, Spectrum.
Oh yeah,
they're everywhere in the thrift stores.
No, what gets me is that the priority mail boxes, the empty ones, never used, are sitting on a shelf in a dadgum Goodwill's. This guy picked one, started picking some up one day, and I said, you can get those for free at the post office. He's like, really? He said, they don't have postage on these? I said, no.
So, but Larry in the chat, Mr. Sadie, just think about what Biff has told you up top. Biff is highly ranked in all his categories, even though he's got a big inventory and items. He said, I follow Tech Store and he still sells a lot of hats, but he knows the product well. He's also one of the highest ranked sellers in all of his categories. He is getting killer visibility due to that. And if he promotes on top of it, Katie bar the door. His hats are going to be seen and promoted and pushed before anybody else because eBay can rely on him to deliver the promise which they give out.
Why would they not promote his stuff?
They should. He has a reputation. And shown that he does what he says he's going to do. as eBay wants. That's what I strive to be. I strive to be highly ranked in my category so that I can be rewarded in search because I want to deliver the best product possible in the best condition, best looking to the customer because I want the customer experience to be great.
Good words to live by.
But so many people just are here just to make a quick dollar or they don't care anything about the customer. I'm telling you, if you take care of that customer, a lot of the rest of your worries will go away. You'll be amazed. That crazy lady that talked about the humanity, did I cuss her out? Did I send her crazy letters? I send her a message saying, ma'am, I think you're mistaken. The expiration date is on the bottom. What you're reading is the actual date for the claim that it's number one. That's what you're reading. That I did not send you an expired product. That's the message she got in a nice way. I waited a few minutes after my craziness to yell, this bitch is crazy. And sent her a letter explaining to her where the expiration date was. Seems like she's either English is not her first language or she's older, one of the two. And so, treat them with kindness. If she sends them back, I'll just resell them. I don't care. If you do right by the customer and have that kind of attitude, everything else will fall in line. Is there a scammer out there? Oh God, they're out there. If you worry about them, quit. Go get a job if you worry about a scammer.
Yep.
They know eBay better than you. They're going to get you anywhere they want to. The longer you mess with them, you lose. Understand that. The longer you mess with them, cut bait and move on. If they got you for a $30 item and you've got $5 in it, quit crying over $5 and move the hell on.
I think the best way to handle those kind of situations, I've been in IT for 25, 30 years. I always dealt with customers. And I've always tried to take the approach that treat them like I want to be treated.
Yep.
And that helps a lot of times. You're saying kill them with kindness, all that. Yeah. Treat them the way you want to be treated.
So Biff, I worked 25 years in fast food restaurants. I've solved enough problems and I've trained enough people and fixed enough bad stores. And reselling is still a lot about people. It's the people. It's when you're sourcing, it's the people relationships. Tomorrow morning, we're going to go meet a lady who's going to sell us stuff cheaper than she sell anybody else at her yard sale that she invited us to beforehand because she knows Harlan. Harlan's an outstanding individual. She's known him since he was in like 8th grade. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. She's going to tell me about what she thinks of the new Macari. We're going to have a wonderful time. It's about relationships. She calls us first every single time. Why? Because we enjoy her friendship. Harlan's known her. Treat people that way. I'm telling you right now, you'll be amazed what they'll do for you. Ansley says she can't sell a hat to save her life. Damn it, Ansley. What would you like us to put on your tombstone, dear?
Go on Whatnot. Sell them on Whatnot.
Here lies Ansley. She couldn't sell a damn hat. She's out of here.
I think you have to just relook at. Part of my relooking at my inventory, my old inventory is my hats. All of them are getting discounted. There's no way they're selling for what I got them priced for from a year or two ago. So those have all been marked down. I've been selling a lot of hats since I've re-updated my prices. Just got to look what the current market is.
So that's another one, Ansley. So definitely check your prices because as remember, so what have I tried to teach people through my small intellect? You've got to understand supply and demand. So what's where are we at right now in the supply and demand curve? Right now, demand is fairly consistent. So I'd say demand is in the middle. Supply is through the freaking roof. So when supply is through the roof and demand is less than supply, what happens? Price is the adjuster. Price comes down in order to level and to bring the supply down to meet demand. And then price can start going back up one way or the other, but it has to come down when there's that much supply. It's with anything. What's happening right now in the auto industry? They couldn't make cars in the pandemic. Everybody paid through the nose to get to these things. Look at even the rental car companies after they sold them all, didn't think they needed them. Now they can't get them, and now all of a sudden, go look at a Ford Lightning or one of those crazy ones. Ford is losing multi-thousands. I mean, they claimed on their balance sheet losing 100,000 an EV vehicle. as they sit on lots. We drove through the car lot area today, and I told Harlan just a mere couple of years ago, these things had like 3 or 4 spots. There was no cars anywhere. There was a few cars here or there, and now they're all in the grass. They've all got stickers on the windows. They've all got slashes through them and prices and saves and blowing little man and all that crazy shit.
Do
Trying
that again, Scott.
blowing little man. It's because now we're at oversupply, and that price is look up car prices on YouTube, and these people that track this stuff, the prices have well begun to break. And I forget, there's one of the Dodges out there, one of the Dodge car. I watched a guy, and he said he was ranking the top 10 cars for how many cars they have. So if they had enough to sell for a year, there's a Dodge out there. I forget which one it is. It's like it's a small Dodge, whatever that small one's called. The one they just brought back from a couple years ago. There are 482 days of supply right now for this year. Okay, so y'all understand there's 365 days in a year. There is a year and over almost a third supply on dealer lots right now.
One of the business people I listen to on YouTube, because everything you hear on YouTube is right, is true. He said that he bets there's some people in the C-suites of all the major manufacturers that wishes that the unions would go on strike because they have so many cars.
Yep.
But when Roberta and I bought our Mazda, we weren't in the market for a Mazda at all. But none of the other car dealerships had any cars on the lot. One of our Toyota dealerships here is like the largest one in the Carolinas, period. And it looked like, it was a ghost town. They didn't have any vehicles. They didn't even have any used ones on the lot. And the people that did have used ones were wanting new car prices. So, we said, we were riding down South Boulevard and saw the Mazda dealership. And I said, well, let's look in there and see what they seem to have some cars. And
it's amazing that, because these people, and it's not their own fault. They came in to resell them because, they saw some crazy man with a beard tell them, look at all these Monopoly games I sold. And I made this much I made this much in 24 hours. And they're like, you know what? I can do that. If that dumbass can do it, I can sell stuff too. And it's amazing that but you've got to learn. You've got to improve yourself. Right now, there's a thinning of the herd, and people don't want to realize that. But that's what you're hearing with all the people complaining about sales, all the people complaining everything. It's a thinning of the herd. It's people having to come to the realization that they're not cut out for this. They're truly not resellers. They're truly not business. They sell some stuff, but they're not resellers. They're not business people. It's not a bad thing. They just need to find employment. They can maybe do this on the side or whatever, but they are not equipped in their current state to do this. But they can change. They can learn, but they don't understand that because they've been sold a bill of goods, list, and your wildest dreams will come true. And then Larry licks his chop and kicks their ass with all his experience. It's an interesting time, and it's going to get way worse. By the end of this, look at the predictions for the fourth quarter. They're talking bloodbath for the fourth quarter with the way people are spending money. Where are they going to get the money? Look at the credit cards, how bad credit cards are now. Look at the price of everything, for God's sake.
Grocery store's killing us.
Go to a restaurant and order a drink and see how much they charge you. Do you realize you're paying like $4 a drink? You better drink water. You better drink water.
We're at the Bellagio last night. There was nowhere to eat except this small little snack-style a la carte restaurant. And I got a double cheeseburger. We shared an order of onion rings. She got a chicken sandwich. We had 2 drinks. It was $70. That's insane.
Where was that at?
Damn.
That was at the Bellagio Casino
in
Oh,
Las
right.
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
The last
And
time
they
I
were-
was there, the food was so cheap, unless you went to one of the Hotsy Totsy restaurants.
Yeah.
And that's been years ago. But, it was like they didn't want your money for food. They want you to go in there and drop that money into a slot machine.
And I did. I did.
Tom, when you win, it's when the mob owned it and they were just trying to launder their money. So they didn't care.
No. That was back in the
but it truly is, and it is there is a thing, and I don't wish anybody any will or any of that stuff, but it's just you look at what happens in markets when this kind of stuff happens. Think about all the businesses that you've known throughout your life, whether short or long, like Tom's, and they're gone.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah. We're just glad you're still around. Maybe you'll get a cane to come to the show or whatever.
I
but
have a cane, thank you, and I've had to use it today.
Wow.
But talking about food. I mean, the prices of food and stuff like that. We have Food Lions here. That's where I normally shop at. They have store brand 2-liter colas. They were always like 79 cents, 89 cents, and now they're like $1.49.
It took till 8:29 tonight to get a sale on Amazon. What the holy fuck?
Wow.
Wow.
First one of the day.
Yeah, and it's one of the things I picked up at a yard sale this morning and listed before I went out. It's something I listed today.
Wow.
John, the Worldwide Weber, do you know my wife? She says the same thing.
I guess I'm glad I bought that today. Leave Tom alone. Respect your elders. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Ron
right.
doesn't have to respect his elders. There aren't any left.
No, Todd's sitting right above me.
Oh. All right. Maybe
Todd's
not.
2 years older than I am.
I didn't know that. I figured all about
But,
the same age.
but he acts like 10 years younger than you are.
My mother will be 91 in October.
But it's truly amazing the difficult and so the people, their answer to all these problems, my sales are this and my sales are that, their answer is to stick your head in the sand like an ostrich. And God forbid me or somebody like John, try to give you an opinion, what we think you can try, what we think might be wrong with it. You know what that means? We're some hateful bastards. How dare we say something terrible about their store?
Yeah.
Well,
how about this? How about the ones that I don't mind people reaching out saying, "Hey, can you look at my store and just give me some suggestions?" And so I'll fire up the store and I'll spend like 30 minutes and I'll go into like a handful of lists just to see if there's anything that I can see. And then I'll come back and say, yeah, I found this, that, and tried to do this. And you never hear from them again. They don't even simply reply, thank you or anything. It's so funny. It's like, did I piss them off? I mean, do they not want to hear the truth? Maybe they thought I'd come back and say, no, it's perfect. It's not you. It's eBay. I don't know, but it's just kind of crazy.
So here we go. James W. says he doesn't believe Todd is older. Todd doesn't need a cane.
Uh-huh.
I also think that a lot of people don't want to put in the effort to work on it. It's list. Don't worry about item specifics. Don't worry about structuring your title correctly, etc. It's just get it up there, list as many items as you can, and hope they sell.
People don't want to work.
No,
That's the big thing right there. And
No.
eBay takes work.
And when you tell them, hey, you want to improve your sales, you have no idea what's going on, look at your competition. Is that item even selling? And if it is, what are they doing differently than you? Well, you tell them that. How many of the people you tell that to don't even bother doing that work to find out what it is? They're wanting a quick fix-it answer, and no YouTuber is going to tell you that.
Because so much of that advice is specific to the item you're selling. Sometimes.
But they want
There's a deeper problem. There's a deeper problem, and it's people don't have self responsibility. They don't have accountability. You know, whenever they got that trophy for coming in last place, when they smelled the flowers in the race and they stopped all that shit, and here's your trophy. Nobody said, you need to train harder. You need to put some work effort in, to become better. They go, man, you're so wonderful. Here's your trophy. That's some of the worst shit, voodoo, crazy shit that we've ever did to people. Is you took away any kind of competition, any kind of self improvement, and you taught them that all they do is win. You're never supposed to lose in life. So the first time they have anything negative happen to them, it is like a ton of bricks hits them. Folks, look at the most successful people you know and go read their stories and go, how's that person make it through the crazy shit that they made it through to get? It's because they kept getting up. They kept getting up. They kept trying things. Failure was just a step on the road to success, because the lessons that failure teach are amazing. I don't wish failure on anybody, but to say that I don't wish failure on you also means that you're not going to learn enough to know to keep winning and keep moving. And so sometimes why am I better right now than I was this time last year? Because I pushed myself to the brink of failure, and that's a great motivator, a great teacher. I'm telling you.
I know we were talking about Dusty earlier, but one thing I miss is those hours on end of him and Eric going through and trying to figure out the algorithm.
You're 100% correct. Most people don't. A lot of people. So Ansley has seen a lot of that, but most people don't know that. So there used to be long hangouts. I joined them on a lot of those too. So it was Eric, Jason, Dusty, and me, and between the four of us, especially Eric and Dusty, they were. I called them the mad scientists, and they truly would sit down and figure out what the hell eBay. Dusty had it so figured out that he would we'd be out to dinner or something, and Tristan would be fucking with me, Johnny would be carrying on talking to Tristan, and Dusty's buried in that phone. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He goes, I'm resetting my promoted listings. I do this every day. I'm like, how do you do that on the phone? You're insane. I just do it every day. How many listens do you have? 20,000. I do it every day. And he's going through all this. I mean, like a freaking robot, because he figured out how to beat search and manipulate the wrong word to put, but we're all competing. He learned how to compete in the search algorithm in order to put himself in the best place to succeed.
But he put in the effort to learn.
He put in the effort to learn, and he stayed on top of it. They did not quit learning. It was always, if something happened, they go, you know what? I'm gonna figure this out. There's something around. He's the one. He restarted all of his items. They never went more than 3 days, because he figured out where the 48 hours was and how he kept track of every one. So postcards he treated a little different. He got to the end where he was doing postcards and he didn't restart them as much, but he knew where his items were. What the price. He always ran a sale, so he always, when he's pricing an item, I'm like, you give me a headache pricing items. He wanted to sell it for 10, he'd list it for 20 and put it on sale for 50% off. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it worked. It worked very well for me. He's full time on that for 20, 30 years or whatever it was.
It's a long time.
I think he started like 98.
And I think eBay changes the algorithm so often to make sure nobody has a clear advantage, trying to even the playing field some. So just because you're doing something right now doesn't mean that same strategy is going to work 6 months from now, 3 months from now.
Hey, you want to tell you so this week's been pretty interesting. You want to tell you the highlight of the week was?
What?
Jody sends me a text and says, hey, you want to go out to eat with the Redmonds Wednesday night? Yeah, you're damn right I want to go. So Sue and Paul came over here and I had dinner with Sue and her husband, Paul. Sue's a wonderful lady. Paul is he just puts up with us. He blesses us talking about reselling and carrying on. Super nice guy, but it was so good to see Sue and Paul at Huntsville this Wednesday night. Best part of the week, no doubt. Yeah, he learned Wyatt Earth. He learned a pattern. You're 100% correct. He learned a pattern, and he did a lot of the same things I talk about still to this day. He treated customers right. He took it. He was a savant with inventory. That little big room he was in, and you could turn around, he could tell you exactly where it was in that room. And I'm like, the big joke was, do you have an inventory system yet? Nope. I don't need one.
You talking about Dusty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. He could turn around and he said, "Oh, I just sold such and such," and he turns around and pulls it off of a shelf, just out of the blue.
Yep.
I'm glad I didn't have any kids in like
But it's
little league sports.
But he understand because he ran a restaurant that he owned. He ran a thrift store for a nonprofit. He had the experience of being a business person. He understands that you have to compete in the marketplace. What happens if you don't compete? Ask Kmart what happens when they don't compete with Walmart. They go to this little bitty island in the middle of nowhere called Australia, and they are dominant in Australia. So why is Kmart dominant in Australia? Because Walmart ain't down there yet.
Well, and you don't even realize it until it's too late. Until you won't realize that you're in your own way until you realize that you're just too late to reverse course. Probably liquidated all your stuff. You're getting out of the business, and then you're like, if I'd only done it this way. And by then it's too late.
So James, he says it'd be easier to resell if the rules weren't always changing. I'd rather run my business and make leather goods. So James, I agree with you. It would be much easier. But the problem is the market is never going to stop changing. There's innovation. Just think about the last 20 years, 20, 25 years. Just think about Uber, iPhones, iPods, everything. There was no YouTube. Just think of all the stuff in the last 25 years that have come around that wasn't around. How do you live without all this stuff and the changes that it makes to you?
DoorDash, all that kind of stuff.
Yep. And the next 20 years, it's going to change again. And that's why you have to you stay on top of things and do things and put yourself in an advantage, because there's going to be changes. These other businesses are going to figure out something. And the platforms like eBay and Amazon and Poshmark and all these are going to go, well, if it worked for them, we need to figure out how to make it work for us and to make us more efficient or whatever to take advantage of the market of our competition. So knowing how to run a business doesn't equal knowing what sells on eBay. Knowing what sells on eBay is part of running a business, but they are not necessarily equal. I 100% agree.
But I don't think people really realize that they're running other than the one that sells something every once in a while.
Yep.
They are actually running a business.
They don't. They're 100% correct. They are looking for somebody to teach them efficiency, how to list more, how to be accountable. But nobody is who's the person out there does anybody know somebody teaching these people that they're running businesses and they need to make business decisions? I don't know that person. Maybe I'm missing it.
Cha-Ching King does some great videos on like how to be a starting eBay guy. I think they're good. I would recommend his videos for somebody.
I don't know him well enough. I want to watch one or two of his videos.
His name's Scott also. So
yeah.
But,
I'm subscribed to him. I just don't watch it.
Yeah, it's nothing that I think is good for any of us, but I think he's at least doing something that I think is a good place to get people who want to start actually how you should do business. You want people. I know John doesn't buy on eBay, and that's because he's had bad buying experiences with bad sellers. But I want to buy from stuff on. I won't buy on Amazon. I want to buy from people on eBay because I want to keep promoting the business that I have most of my business in. So I want to look for good buyers, and if they are horrible, I'm going to give them a negative, get them off the. I'm going to report them for not being a good buyer.
I wonder if Amazon's punishing me because I keep buying Diet Coke on Prime.
Could be.
So one of these days, Biff, just don't even turn the camera on. You can use a voice disguise. You should just come on and talk to us. Consistency, accountability are givens in business. If you need to learn those things, you're already behind the pro. Absolutely. And so I'm not saying there's not room for people to be, part-time sellers, making extra money doing those things. there's plenty of room for all different types of sellers. You can be whoever you want to be, but I just don't think people put enough thought into who they want to be and what they want to accomplish. Everybody just sort of wings it. That's the impression I get, is it's a very wing it kind of thing. And now that winging is not working, they're going,
what do I do now?
Well, that's what eBay used to be.
Yeah.
If you had a computer and a mean to take a picture, you could slap whatever on eBay you wanted to. But now so many people have gotten into it. People have turned it into a big business. You know, it takes a lot more. It takes a lot more effort now.
And I think that's just due to competition and volume, etc.
Yeah, a lot of great comments. John, the market tells you constantly what is happening. You need to read it in a day. See, most people aren't prepared to read the market. That's why, so that's why I'm so appreciative of Josh Galt. He talks about these, and he's really brought to the forefront for the last year he's been doing videos and stuff. And what's happened to him? He catches holy hell from people, because I guess he's one of the first ones that really look at him and tell him, maybe it's you. And they hate him for it.
You don't like that?
They hate him for it.
I think I'm in that camp too. I don't think there's a number of folks that like me too much for saying it. And I get it. Look, you're into 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 items, and here comes some guy on YouTube telling you just bought them. That's hard for people to swallow. What do you do with all that stuff? How do you pivot from 10, 20, 30,000 items? You can't turn your back on all that merchandise. What do you do?
Yeah, you're kind of stuck.
You feel stuck. And for someone to come on here and say it's all about your items, it's like, screw you. Who are you to tell me that the $20,000, $30,000 I put into my inventory is no good?
Because there are people out there that can make that kind of model work, but then you run into somebody like Biff Baffa, who's going to clean your fucking clock every time, because he's going to take every advantage of everything, and he understands eBay, and he understands. And you're amateur hour, and you're wondering why you're on the 4th page of search, and nobody looks down there. It's a so what? But it's a you got sharks swimming around in there, and they're just feasted on chum right now.
How much pandering just a second ago, were you?
So I never realized how much hate Pete gets. Me and Tommy was there moderating, and Dan.
God.
So who was Pete talking to today?
He was just talking.
Was that Craigslist Hunter?
Yeah, he did an hour-long live this afternoon.
Was it talking about Josh? He had to put out something.
A little bit.
Josh in the title.
A little bit.
Craigslist?
Yeah, he was talking about Josh, one of Josh's videos or something.
Really?
I saw the thumbnail. I didn't know if it was a live.
It was probably the one about who cares, if I had to guess.
Oh, okay. Well, that came up. It looks like he did that when I was on my live, so I'm gonna have to go and watch it. I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, I hadn't watched it either. I will watch it. I have a lot of respect for Pete.
Yeah, 100%.
He's smart.
I've really not watched a lot of his videos, but somehow or another they can't start coming up in my playlist, and I turned them on. I turned them on for background noise while I was doing the other stuff, and then I started really watching them, and he puts up with some damn stupid, shady customers coming into his store.
He does. And
I mean, really.
Yep.
He was the first YouTuber I ever saw who posted how much their 90-day total was. Like, it was before I was doing YouTube. So it was probably before COVID, and he was doing 90,000 in a 3-month.
Trust me, he does well on eBay. I won't tell you his numbers, but I've had a chance to talk with him, and he
said his 3 months today was 91,000.
Yep.
And Todd
does
just
well.
kind of like went, "Is that all?" Todd does that.
I went when he said that. I went and looked at mine and got, yeah, he's got a little bit more than me.
Oh, you didn't offer him a job?
I can't afford him. Oh my God, 91,000 and he says it's down. He said I'm down about 5% on eBay, and it's at 91,000 for
See, it's
3
so.
months.
So you guys know that and we're in the ring. I'm diehard Alabama. I love Nick Saban. I love listening to him.
Really?
And one of the things Saban says is he talks about high performers on his team. You know, he really has to pay attention when he was recruiting because high performers do not like being around mediocre people, and mediocre people do not like being around high performers. And so he had to be careful in recruiting to be able to. What was the secret to his success was to be able to, because there's a lot of people when you're doing recruiting in high school and college, high school athletics. There's a lot of people with similar characteristics. He's like, you've got to learn the person and what drives them. He said, you've got to pick the high drive, high energy, high productivity people because that's the environment, that's the secret sauce, that's the culture you got to create. He says it only takes a couple of the loafers to come in and just ruin everything because they don't get along, they don't mesh, and all of a sudden you have no chemistry and everything is in chaos. And he is 100% correct with that. And so that's why Pete called hell today, because Pete's a hard worker. Pete shows you what it is, but he puts in the effort. He does the things the right way. And people, you know, I can see him now. Oh, he was, you know, he had to have a silver spoon. He had to have this. He's an immigrant, folks. He's a self-made person. Oh, he had a partner. Same story.
Yeah.
They brought themselves up together. It's people can't stand whenever the answer is they worked hard to get something and they outworked you. They can't stand that. The answer is give it to me. I deserve it. I'm entitled to it now. And if you're telling me, what do you mean? I've got to look over my listings and go over my item descriptions and put in the specifics and check my price and all this stuff. I was told all I had to do was list it and forget it and it would sell. I'm entitled to sell because I listed them. That's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So, you know, Saban's 100% correct there.
Pete talked today about failing. He said it took 3 years for the reselling business to start paying off.
Yeah.
He said they lost money the first 2 and just barely broke even the third. And then from then on, it was good.
So go back and watch all y'all. Everybody now watches Pete's videos now where Pete's dealing in the shop. Pete's doing this. Pete's doing that. Pete's going on vacation with his wife. Pete's doing teaching and stuff. Go watch the videos from 16 and 17 when I first started watching when he's fucking dumpster diving and all this crazy shit because he's doing anything he can to make it work. He's out there hustling. He's making deals with people. He's chasing down deals. He's in thrift stores. He's doing all the things that everybody does to build that store, to bring in more inventory, to build that eBay store where he's working his ass off. That everybody now sees, you know, the fruits of his labor. It's like John. John came on the show a while ago. He's on a cruise. Are you mad at John because he's on a 30-day cruise?
Lucky bastard.
Before John started, listen to John's life story where John was homeless living under a bridge in Atlantic City. Listen to John's story where he was abused as a child and the terrible things that happened to him. And he should have been he should have been the one that's counted out, and he is self-taught, busted his ass, learned how to sell by selling flags on the his store names are EH Flags because he learned how to sell by selling flags on a damn street corner, folks. John has worked his way, busted his ass, made his way to where he is a $5 million seller on Amazon. Everybody, including Dusty, told him he was crazy as fuck, couldn't do it, and John's like, you know what, I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it my way, and he blazed a trail, and it is through hard work and effort. It has worked.
He and Dusty would get into some knockdown dragouts right there
Y'all,
live.
y'all only saw what was on the thing. You should have seen everything behind the scenes. It was
Oh my
even worse.
God. I can imagine.
I had to hear both sides because I was good friends with both of them. I had to hear from both of them.
Caught in the middle.
And but people, it's the jealousy. It's that people don't understand how hard people work and where people fail to get where they are. And
Well, but that just shows you, though, they both had different ways of doing it to be successful. And there's one common denominator. It's the effort they put into it. Whichever path they chose to go, they decided to put more effort in than their competition. That's why they got ahead.
So Lissa says, Pete's a true heart to go fella. Meet him in person. Man, I've met Pete in person, 6-7 times now? Same dude. Gracious, great fellow.
Yeah.
Just outstanding individual. Met his wife too. She's really sweet. I like both of them. So Larry said he heard about it too. Yeah, but you only heard Dusty's side. I got Dusty and John. I got it from both sides. And we're not talking about this John here. We're talking about Grumpy John. So if y'all are coming late,
I'm a multi-million-dollar Amazon seller. I like that. I like that line.
Yeah,
well.
Grumpy John. And folks, he built his damn Amazon business through the freaking Dollar Tree, for God's sakes. Think about that. I remember John. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "They just called me down to the Dollar Tree." I'm like, "What'd they call you for?" He goes, "Because that delivery truck just showed up. Half of it was mine. I gotta go get it." Half the delivery truck, and that store loved it because they got percentage of it. It attributed their bonuses. Jenna misses you a lot, does she?
She always does.
She's in California trying to catch up with you. She's just making sure you're at home. Jenna, that's a you know how good he is playing with the AI stuff.
Yeah, I just took a photo of it.
He's really not at home. That's why if he was really at home, the light would be flickering. You know that thing doesn't stay on like it's supposed to.
You're right. It's supposed to be flickering right now.
Damn it. I forgot
John,
about
do you live out in Vegas?
Yeah. I'm out in Vegas.
You were talking about the casino a while ago.
Yeah, we went to go see Cirque du Soleil last night. We splurged on some tickets out here, and it's like it reminds me of why as locals out here we don't get caught down at the strip. It is just overpriced, insane, too many people. It's nuts.
My cousin lives
So Mr.
north
Fady
of
says
Vegas.
Mr. I admit it took a while to appreciate John. He can be an acquired taste for sure, but I told her if you knew Larry, how many times people reached out to me and how many comments I deleted to now in my block words on comments, John is one of the block words because I will not allow you to say anything about John. This show is terrible. He brings it down. Why are you? I mean, on and on. I'm like, deleted every single one of them. Did not mean a thing to me. You stand by your friends.
Can't please everyone.
He's trying to teach people, and he's not a polished teacher. None of us are polished teachers.
Todd is.
You try to be, Lord.
No, I said Todd is.
Todd, yeah, that's why he's not talking. He's smarter than us.
He is a teacher.
He's taught enough in his life that he said, you know what, screw it. He's probably number one in the poker room right now.
I was trying to see what is on the screen. No, she don't look like she's a poker player.
You go nuts at the poker game that we actually have in Arizona on that golf trip. It's like printing money.
But it's
yeah, John. When I first started watching your channel and John was on it, he grated on my nerves a little bit. But then you just weed out that information, listen to the good stuff he has to say.
Yeah, that's like that with everybody though.
Yeah.
Barbie T, he's definitely inspiration. I mean, he's truly he did exactly what he said he was going to do. And I don't know many people in this game that do exactly what they say they're going to do and build it and go at it, no matter who tells it. And he treats people well. He's made a lot of relationships, a lot of people that he's done business with that make a lot of money through his business because he sells their products. He's very good at closing. He's learned the people game. He is very good at negotiating and getting himself in an advantage situation for not just him, but for the other person too. Don't forget that when you're doing deals and that kind of stuff. If it's too one sided, it never goes. It's got to work for both parties. And John understands that. Bro, I've been with him. I've been with him when he's talked to the suppliers. I know who they are. Or I know a couple of them, not the ones now, but I know the textile one.
Yeah, John Scott is not trying to suck up or anything like that, but he's a good teacher. If he's not,
So this talk about teacher makes me realize why Cha-Ching King's videos are good for is because he was a retired teacher.
So Wyatt Earth says, isn't deleting critical comments?
Retired teachers should not be trusted.
So Wyatt Earth, this is my channel. I reserve the right to stand up for my friends. And if you think that you're going to insult my friends just because you have a disagreement, and it's generally not. We're not talking critical comments. We're talking they don't like him. They don't like his attitude. He's braggadocious. He's this. It's never he's lying. He's telling bad information. It's all personality based. I won't stand for that. And if you're the kind of person that allows your friends to be cut down in front of you, what the hell do you say about them behind their damn back?
Yep, I got ridiculed for standing up for Josh on that other channel that ripped him like the pieces, and I made a video about it because it was just enough is enough. It's like you get to know some of these people, and you have people that don't know them, and they're painting them in a different light than what you know them to be. It's just enough is enough. So I can understand where you're coming from.
So Archie said he came over because Chris wouldn't answer any of his questions on his live. Well, damn it, man!
You got to super chat him.
So, you got a super chat? Yeah, he only answers questions if you pay now. Come on,
pay to play.
Yeah, Larry, I taught school 33 years.
What did you teach, Todd?
Band. I can't teach anything about reselling from being a band director, except I know the difference between a trumpet and a clarinet. I look at some of the videos, people finding music instruments, and they go, I wonder what this is. And that's a baritone. I don't know. I wonder if I should buy it.
Fast on eBay.
Huh?
Instruments sell fast on eBay.
Yeah. They're kind of a hard pickup, though.
They're a good seller locally, especially at the beginning of school.
Oh, yeah.
Todd, a guy called me today and about buying a trumpet he had. And I said, can you send me a picture so I just kind of know what we're talking about? And he sent me the picture, and I said, that's a cornet. That's not a trumpet. And he's like, what the hell is the difference?
That's funny.
Trumpet is a little bit longer.
Hey, Beer King Picker, what's up, man? It's
But yeah, there's a lot of bad band instruments that should not be purchased. Yeah.
But life is short, folks. The one thing I would tell you is if you can't stand up for your friends and you don't treat your friends right and you're not a good friend, you're never going to be a good business person because you can't treat customers right and you can't treat suppliers and everything right. All this is about relationships. And if you don't get relationships right, you're going to be terrible at everything. It is life. We are social beings. You have to be able to get along and, what's his name? His book's coming up. Zig Ziglar. You want to be the most successful person in life. Help others reach your goals. You will have more than you ever dreamed in this life. That is a fact.
If relationships wasn't important, the $100 million of dollars plus that has been worth of relationship books that have been sold would not have been sold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what. So, am I promising you that every relationship's going to go great and every friendship you make some go? Some of them crash and burn, and for no reason. It's not a reason to hold yourself off. It's not a reason. It can't change who you are. You can't let bad things happen change who you are. You've got to be true to yourself. I'm telling you, at the end of this life, do not sit in a bed somewhere by yourself and wonder how much more you could have worked. You missed it. Why do I do YouTube? I don't make hardly any money on YouTube. I enjoy YouTube because I hang out with my friends. I've made so many great friends on YouTube. That's why I don't quit.
And how many people would you not know if it wasn't for YouTube?
I'd be a crazy ass loner because I wouldn't talk to a freaking soul.
I mean, because there's Todd's in Texas, and which I'm in North Carolina, where you're from, but
I wouldn't even know Harlan, who's in my own town, because I met Harlan because Dusty met him at a freaking estate sale.
Yeah. I mean, Craig is what, 2 hours away from you?
Yep.
Is it that far?
He might as well live in Louisiana somewhere.
It doesn't matter. I'm beyond that.
Pardon me. But Craig is close to you. You still haven't met him personally.
I've been closer to meeting Tom than I have meeting Scott.
All right, next time I come to Alabaster, I'll send you a message. I don't think I got your phone number. Oh yeah, I got your phone number. I think.
Just hit speed dial and hit number 1.
Well, that's it. Beardy King said just made a good point. He says, I don't talk to anyone really, so I need to stay on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for like YouTube and all the social media stuff, being that you're in the business that you're in, other than the folks at the thrift stores and the estate sales, who would you really talk to?
But the thing that Alex needs to realize is that as he grows his channel, he's gonna meet people. I didn't know Archie from the Hole in the Wall. He lived in Vegas. He reached out to me, through my channel, through my email. Hey man, you don't know me, but we sell the same kind of things, and so we hit it off. And you never, without that presence for people to reach out to you sometimes. As you grow your channel, you're going to meet some people.
Well, Scott and I both got to meet Alex in Nashville.
Yeah. I approved him as to carry the beard name. He was approved.
Yeah, he got approved from you. And Alex and I had a great conversation about books, a couple of conversations on books. So.
You can't move to Alabama, though, because it's closed, right? Still
closed.
Okay.
Especially Huntsville. God's sake, there's too many resellers up here. I'm tired of seeing the same old one. We drive the yard sales thinking, did we beat the damn Mexican here? This is terrible. That's our number one concern going to yard sales tomorrow. Did we beat the Mexican to the yard sale? There's a man and his wife, and they own their own thrift store, and man, he hustles. You've got to work hard to get in front of that dude, and he buys a lot of stuff. And so that's our number one concern, because we know he buys a lot of stuff. So we want prime choice.
I always try to buy records, and there's a guy who always beats me to the records. Like, it's like, hey, do you have any records? Oh, somebody already asked. Like, is his name Frankie? Yeah, that's him. Like 90% of the time he beats me. So I don't think he knows about the citywide sale that's 30 minutes west of us today, or tomorrow. So I'm hoping I at least beat him to some there.
Yeah, I truly would. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't talk to anybody. Johnny would be ready to kill me by now. 100% for sure. Because when I lived in Wilmington before I started doing YouTube, and I did this for a year and a half without YouTube. I didn't talk to my crazy ass mother. How did that work out?
She's the one that told you that you needed. That you're so glad. She's so glad that you got into this business because you were becoming an asshole and you
She said,
changed so
not
much.
becoming. She says I was a giant asshole she didn't recognize. So, Larry, why does your house smell like cantaloupes and strawberries?
He showed me the picture. Why?
Are they vaping or are they actually growing those things?
He's got a wedding coming up for somebody,
Okay.
and he was able to score a bunch of free fruit from his business.
But I'm telling
So
you,
he's got crates of that stuff at his house right now, or getting ready for the wedding shower.
I'm telling you, without me out turning the camera on, which I'm thankful for Paul for having a live show, and that's why I throw the link out there, and that's why John might think I'm crazy a little bit, but I throw it out there because the reason why I started YouTube was back in 2015. Used to watch a morning show, Paul's morning show, and he would throw the chat. He's like, man, anybody wants to come on, turn the camera on, and for some reason, I did one morning, and and it turned out, hey, you won't die, and all those things don't happen to you. And it's turned out to be a great blessing upon my life. So, with all the people that I meet, I wouldn't meet them otherwise, except for Tom. We can take or leave Tom.
That's okay.
I'm glad you came on, Tom. I ain't had nobody.
I just cut your ass out of my wheel.
Anytime to cut him off again.
Damn. I apologize because you own half of South Carolina. I apologize.
I wish.
Before CP&L makes a decision, they call Tom and say, "You think we should do this?"
Oh Lord, I love dirt.
So I'm just pissed at Amazon for the way they've done me, Beard King. I don't know. I haven't done anything. I haven't treated the customer bad. I haven't misrepresented anything. I haven't. And all of a sudden, why do I get nuked on a lot of that? It's pissed me off. I'm not done with them, but it really, whenever problems happen, you got
Listen,
you have problems with a platform. You have two decisions. Do you fight to put yourself back to where you are? Okay, so I'm gonna do that. That's natural. I'm gonna get ungated in the brands again. No problem. But then, is that a warning that, hey, maybe you're too close to the Icarus is too close to the sun? Maybe you do need to spread out. Maybe 80-20, 90-10 is not a great idea. Maybe 60-40 is probably better. Instead of 60-40, maybe 60-10-10, or maybe 50-40-10, start working this and whatnot. Maybe spreading stuff out to where you're not so reliant on one platform. I'm telling you, that's a warning that everybody needs. Any of these platforms can shut you down for any reason. So Beer King said he lost a ton of listings too. It pisses me off more than anything because I'm a person that follows rules. Amazon says you do it this way, I freaking do it that way. I don't care. I see black or white. I don't see gray. I don't take chances. Dave's not on here yet, but ask Dave. Dave will ask me a question, and I'm like, Dave, do you realize who you're talking to? He goes, oh, yeah, right. Mr. I'm not going to take a chance. I'm like, yeah, no shit. You're asking a question to me, knowing my answer is going to be the most conservative answer because that's the way I deal with these platforms. I don't walk on the edge. I don't look at the edge. I stay right in the middle. I do what I'm supposed to do. And to get punished for something for no freaking reason, just out of the blue, is irritating. So
well, I think more people are getting into the Amazon game because all the ads that says you can make millions of dollars a year. So people are spending their $2,800 for a course. I just think so many people are getting into the game because it's easy. Easy.
They're going to get their day at some point. They'll pay, and I think it's maybe it's going to take a class action. It's maybe going to take antitrust. It's going to take something to Amazon's going to have to be broken up. They're way too powerful.
Yep.
They're the exact opposite of and I almost hate selling on there because they're the exact opposite of everything I stand for. They are extraordinarily liberal. They treat people like garbage. They treat their sellers like garbage. They treat their employees like garbage. The customer can walk over them and do whatever they want to, but look how they treat their look how they treat their employees. Look how they treat the people who we're basically employees. Look how they treat everybody else. It
But
you
they
say
make
you sold-
they
you
make
sold
it
the
so
store.
easy to buy from them, Scott. That is the only reason people buy from them. It is so easy to buy something and get it now.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately with eBay,
That's the biggest problem with eBay, Tom, is we can talk about all these other things all day long. Last Sunday, when I got home mad as hell that I didn't have the keys to the damn topper, and I wanted to order 2 more keys, I ordered them on the way home in the car. And you know when they got here? They got here Tuesday. So you're thinking, beer, what are you talking about? You ordered them Sunday, they got here Tuesday. Tuesday week. They took 9 days to get here.
Wow.
see,
From
that's
Georgia. They took 9 days to get here from Georgia. We're not talking about Puerto Rico, California, Alaska, Guam, anywhere. We're talking Georgia, next state over. I could have pissed a set of keys over here in 9 days.
everybody can do run their business like they want to, but I think I try to excel on shipping and getting the item to the person as fast as possible, because it just totally pisses me off to order something from an eBay reseller. And first of all, they're shipping it through that Federal Express or FedEx Ground or Express or whatever it's called, where it goes halfway through FedEx and then it hits the USPS system.
Yeah.
Smart. It used to be Smart Post.
Okay, that.
It's called Ground Saver now, or whatever it's called.
I ordered a key fob, and it sat in Concord, North Carolina, which at the worst traffic is an hour away. It's directly on the north side of Charlotte. It sat there for a week, and then it made its way on down to Charlotte. And I sent them an email saying, well, I when I did my how I thought about it, I gave them a neutral. I mean, I got the item, but I did not like the fact that it took me so damn long to get it.
You
When
got
I
to be
know
like
they could,
Johnny. You
I
got to
could
be
have
like
paid.
Johnny on self checkout. You got to give them that one.
Yeah, and then they messaged me, what was the problem? I said, because I'm a reseller, and you could have shipped that damn thing priority mail for what I paid for you to ship it, and it took me so long to get it.
They probably shipped it media mail to you.
Nah.
So
No.
SG Collectibles liked the show and got the sale. So John said, limited time only. If you like this show, he'll extend that offer of another sale from this show. So there you go. Thanks, John.
Yep, you got it. Limited time.
Money back guarantee.
The speed that people get things from Amazon is their
And
seller.
if you hit the thumbs up twice, you'll get a buyer you'll get a return. So be careful.
I don't have a. Oh, I have to go.
You need to add that to your spiel. Hit the thumbs up once, you guaranteed a sale. Hit the thumbs up twice, you're guaranteed a return.
Negative feedback.
Or negative feedback.
Yeah.
But it's truly the speed on eBay. If they could solve that, that's why it's not an accident. What did I tell you earlier? I'm going to set all my items on 1-day shipping from 2-day shipping, which I've had for years, because eBay I think they're going to truly push this up. You're going to be rewarded for. I think I'm going to see a bump in sales just by moving it 1 day, because I think it's that freaking important to the customer. And at some point, eBay has to make a decision that, that guy who when I ordered that key, within 30 minutes I had a tracking number. On Sunday, I had a tracking number. On Thursday, it finally made it to a postal center on Thursday to finally make it here on the following Tuesday from Georgia.
Wow.
Y'all realize I can be in Georgia in like 87 minutes.
Well, the tracking number goes out as soon as you print the label, right?
No, there's programs out there that'll create a tracking number, and then you can print the label whenever. I think
I mean, if you print a label from eBay though.
he didn't print a label on a Sunday within 20 minutes of me buying that damn key.
You can. It's simple. Just to if you're close to your printer, you can just go print a label and it'll print it. So yeah, you can do it that quick.
So Amazon is not, Wyatt, you're 100% correct. Amazon is always that fast, but they have the perception of Prime being that fast, even though Prime is taking a beating here lately.
Well, one misconception about Prime shipping is it's not 2 days from the time you order it. It's 2 days from when it ships out.
Did not know that.
But since
That's
we have gotten so many
More times
Amazon
than not,
warehouses
it gets there 2
around
days before.
Charlotte, we sometimes will, Roberto, if she orders something in the morning, we'll get it that afternoon. It might be 9 o'clock that evening, but we'll get it same day. And I think that's what they're after, is especially around this area since we have so many warehouses.
All right, so I have to go to bed now because Harlan's going to be here at 5:30.
I was going to say the same thing. I got to get up early, and I'm going to have to split.
I got to stay up late and work.
You can go to the casino.
None of this, man. You're going to let him work till midnight. What the hell, Jenna?
It's only 10 o'clock. I mean, what? 7 o'clock? Not 7 o'clock. 8
He's
o'clock there?
so bad that he's going to work till midnight, Jenna.
7:19. I've got sets of golf clubs I got to go through. I've got at least 3 loads that I've picked up that I haven't processed from where I pick up my stuff. So I'm swamped. I got to get it. I got to get it up. It's not going to sell itself.
So we will see.
Jenna cleaned a bunch of clubs while you were gone.
I don't know if I'll be on. I don't know if I'll be on Wednesday or not because I'm thinking about hitting the road.
Uh-oh.
On the
If I
road
disappear on
again?
Wednesday, go check out Major Win because they'll be on like an hour after me, where I was supposed to be there. Young YouTubers, nice couple. Check those guys out. All right.
And go check out Triple P podcast tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern. We got a pleasant surprise that I think you've already ruined, but for some, it's still a pleasant surprise.
I didn't say anything.
Y'all have a good night. Bye.
Nice talking to you, Craig.
I didn't
nice
say.
talking to you.
I didn't say that Josh is a permanent member. Bye.